Hello everybody, Martin here, playing round 3 of this Legacy League, and it's actually against a buddy of mine. Oh, that's cool. So, think that he might be on Deathblade, but I can't be sure. But anyways, this is a pretty sweet keep. We're gonna keep this. We've got access to fetching out basic lands, and we've got City of Traders to make a potential turn 2 show and tell if we were to be so lucky. But we're gonna lead off with a Preordain. And don't think we really want either of these. Put them both on the bottom. Draw Emrakul, which is not too exciting. Having said that though, it does give us sort of redundancy over getting Thoughtseize or something. Deathrite, okay. So let's see what we draw here. Okay, another Lindell's Vault. So we have the choice of doing like end of turn Lindell's Vault for show and tell, and then just going for it, which I think is what we're gonna do. If they have the force, then then we have another Lindell's Vault, and we might, if we're lucky, we're able to find a 5-card show and tell pile that has 2 show and tells. But if not, we can do like Lindell's Vault again. That does opens us up to Wasteland on the Sea of Traders, but so be it. And yeah, I think this is the Deathblade deck. Keeping open blue mana and oh no! Ah, damn! I clicked through the end of turn. That was a punt. But it gave us Force of Will, so we're not going to play out the Sea of Traders. Yeah, that was really stupid. I should have done end of turn Limitless Vault as I was planning, but I just forgot. Or I clicked F4 and yeah, Magic Online happened. So I think, depending on what my opponent drew here, we're looking sort of decent. So it's actually, almost our fortune that we messed up and forgot to cast Lindell's Vault because it meant we drew the Force of Will. But let's not get too excited yet. What I really want to see here is our opponent tapping out, because I don't know if they're running like soft permission or like non-Force of Will counterspells, like actual counterspell. Like I wouldn't imagine so. Like I think this deck, Deathblade, is sort of taxed on the blue spells already with True Name Nemesis, maybe Cleek, maybe Jace. So and there's a Wasteland. Stoneforge, sure, okay. So if my opponent attacks with one of the Deathrites, that means that counter. Oh no, never mind. It doesn't mean anything. It just means Cleek is off the table, I guess. Okay, so Cleek is off the table, at least to be cast in response to show and tell. Alright, so let's fetch out a swamp here. And let's go for the Lindell's Vault. So the question is, if they force this, do we force back? Okay, well they don't, so yeah, we can use this pile. If you want to pay life, yes. And let's just say any order. There are the actually perfects, the 2 show and tells I was remarking on. So we do not wish to pay life. So let's say, I suppose it probably won't matter, but let's just for argument's sake say that we end up having both show and tells answered. What do we want then? Do we want to preordain into the 2 cards here, or do you want to draw an Omniscience? I guess the preordain, then draw the Misty Yep. All right. Here we go. But I guess that wasteland kind of means the double show and tell is not that likely to get us there. So I'm pretty sure they have a Force of Will. Their hand is Batterskull and 4 cards. Hopefully they don't have double force. Okay, so let's force back. They didn't. Great. Let's put in Omniscience. Batterskull, sure. You can have the Batterskull trigger. Let's just cast the Emrakul. Yeah, they concede. Sweet. Alright, well. So what do we want here? We probably want Massacre and Disfigure. They are very likely to have, like, Hate Bears. I don't think we want Beseiju because A, they have Wastelands, and B, they have Discard as well, so yeah, whenever I'm playing stuff like Beseiju or Xanted Swarm Out of Storm, or I guess Defense Grid, like, I think those cards diminish greatly in value if your opponent also is able to run discard spells to attack you on their turn. So I think probably we want one Flusterstorm. I'll leave the other one in the sideboard to get with Cunning Wish. So what do we cut here? So I can see cutting one Lindell's Vault. And I don't know. I guess we'll cut a Thoughtseize since I think this card is better on the play for us. And so the last shave I'm thinking of is between Preordain or a Cunning Wish. Probably I'll cut the Preordain. Not sure. Not really too familiar with playing this deck, so sideboarding will suffer a bit from that. Wow, so funny. Actually, my opponent Tubal is yeah, he's a friend of mine. We've traveled to the last 2 Legacy GPs in Europe together, and so he has not been playing Magic Online that long, but he's been playing like Legacy for longer than me. Okay, so tell you what, I got a bit of a bad feeling that the sideboard bug happened. Let me just look at my sideboard. Oh no, okay, so the right cards are there. This is a keep, I think, pretty obviously, but we are pretty vulnerable to them having like discard on turn 1. Also, our turn 1 play, assuming they don't do anything too relevant, like what they're not doing right now, is not clear. Do we go for the island top or for the Thoughtseize to potentially nab like a creature, like if they had like a Hate Bear? But drawing the Disfigure actually is pretty nice. Wow. So drawing the Disfigure means that Thoughtseizing them to take like a Meddling Mage or an Ethersworn Canist is not insanely necessary. But we also then have the choice to like disfigure their Deathrite. They led on Tropical Island, which is not the best land for them, I don't think. And if they don't have like a fetch land of their own, then taking this Deathrite could be pretty good. But we can also just not, like, if they don't have another land, then Deathrite doesn't produce mana until a land is put in the yard. And there is, of course, opening with top, which I actually think I'm going to do. That also means we don't get wastelanded. they had a fetch land. Brainstorm, sure. So I think what we're going to do on our turn is top and upkeep, and then probably we will Thoughtseize them. Hopefully top will show us a card to show and tell in, and then we can Thoughtseize them, untap, win. That is like a plan. It is certainly not a given that it will win us the game. So what do they have for us here? Discard spell or a hate bear? It's my guess, one of those two. White mana? Yeah, alright, so a hate bear. Probably Canonist. So this doesn't change what we were planning to do. So Force of Will is actually not that good here with them having the Canonist out, because if they have a force, then we can't really force back. But still, I think it is worth taking, and then leaving the Preordain on top. So let's Thoughtseize here. So, bummer. Big bummer, right? Because if we were to take the force, then they can Thoughtseize to disfigure out of our hand. There's nothing we can do to force back. If we take the Thoughtseize, sorry, if we take the force though, then they cast Thoughtseize. We can actually force that. And then on our turn, we can play City of Traders and cast Disfigure on Canonist and not have it be pierced, because we will be able to pay for the pierce. So the question, well, there are two sort of loose scenarios there that can happen. One is that they draw a land, in which case their counterspell becomes live. Two is what do we pitch to force? We can pitch the Cunning Wish because there's a Cunning Wish one card down underneath the Preordain, or we can draw with top and pitch Preordain. But anyways, let's take the force here. So their hand was Pierce, Counterspell, and Thoughtseize. So yeah, let's hope they Thoughtseize us here. I think I'm going to pitch the Cunning Wish, because I don't want to have to spend the mana to redeploy my Divining Top. Come on, not a land. Not a land. No! They drew land. Okay, well, I mean, this can still work for us if they decide to use their Death Right. If they decide to use their Death Right to drain us for 2, then they won't have mana to counterspell. It looks like they are doing that. Or what? Yeah. Alright, so let's just disfigure this bad boy. Well, so we're not looking fantastic because we have to beat those 2 counterspells, but a lot better than when they had the Canonist out. So let's have a look. Well, there's Omniscience, and there's Cunning Wish, and Limbl's fault, so it's not too bad. So if Vault can find us like a counterspell, I guess. It won't be this turn because we're going to preordain. And let's get both of these. Draw one. We'll draw the other one next turn. Interesting state here. So the thing is, we need both omniscience and a land to win. Because we need to be able to, I guess, take their counter spell and make Pierce useless. So maybe we'll just need to draw with top here. Oh, that was dumb. Massive punt on my part. That was so stupid. Yeah, well, new mistake playing the land without thinking that about having City of Traders in play. I think that just cost us this game. Is there anything we can really do here? So let's tap this for mana. And I don't know, cast Cunning Wish. That loses us our win condition, and we are on a 3-turn clock. Yeah, the issue with this is if we use Cunning Wish to find an answer to counterspell, like a Flusterstorm or something, then we still just lose to the Spell Pierce. So I suppose what we could do is we could cast Show and Tell now, and then they will have to use their counterspell. So the counterspell will be gone. It also means they can only drain us for 1, and then maybe Limbl's Vault can find us another counterspell. Sorry, another Show and Tell. Okay, so we drop to 9. We have an Omniscience on top of our library. We couldn't really play Limbl's Vault here because it dies to Pierce, but it'll die to Pierce no matter when, I think. So they're brainstorming. Sure. It's a good magic card. I think we're losing this, but we're still alive though. I'm not sure if they're playing intentionally around Massacre or if it's coincidental. Cosmo? It's my dog acting up. Cosmo! Hang on. So yeah, my son is asleep and I don't need the dog to start barking, which it was about to. Okay, getting Thoughtseize is not what we wanted to have happen here, but we can't really do anything about it. I mean, we could Limdal's Vault and Response, but then that gets pierced. Yeah, they take the vault. Do they attack here? Okay. Them attacking, I guess, means that once they go to drain us with Deathblade end of turn, our wish is sort of live. We kind of need to draw the Omniscience, I guess, but yeah, we're not looking too hot. Let's just pass. We get drained down to 6. Then they can drain us down to 2. And our fetch land takes us down to 1. So the Misty that we have on top of our library is sort of, we can use that anyways. Just have a look here. Yeah, we're not looking too good. There's a force. I think that does it, right? Yeah. That's the thing I really hate about not having the red splashes. We can't Cunning Wish for a sweeper. Not that we really have the mana to do that now anyways, but yeah, we just have to concede. Oh well. So on the draw, sorry, on the play, I think I want the 4th Thoughtseize over what? Over what? Probably it'll have to be some sort of business spell, right? Guess over a Cunning Wish. Man, the way that game panned out, having Besage would have been really boss. Can we keep this? So how does this translate into win? It does if we draw like a City of Traders, but we're only running 2 of those. So we need to draw runner land to go show and tell Emrakul. Crazy as it sounds, I think I probably actually have to mulligan this. We're sitting there on our 1 land. We have Flusterstorm for their first discard spell, so that's good. We have a Force of Will for either their second discard spell or for their force when we're trying to go off. But if we just draw like Thoughtseizes, more blue non-cantrip spells, then that's pretty bad. On the draw, maybe I keep this. Wow, I'm going to mulligan this, but I would really like to know what you think about that decision. Okay, so we're going to keep this. And they mulligan to 6 as well. We're going to fetch fetch on their first turn. What'd they do? They put a card on the bottom. So I think his list is only running like 2 wastelands, so I think I'm gonna risk it here. And Thoughtseize turn 1 off an Underground Sea. And hope they don't have wasteland, which they don't. Wow, okay, so they have Pierce. They have a lot of lands, and they used to have a Brainstorm, which we're gonna take. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, let's hope they don't top deck well. There's a Strand. So we kind of want to not have this Brainstorm pierced. Massacre is good. So we're not going to brainstorm right now. Oh, but they'll give us a window. So let's do it. I guess we kind of want the land. Don't want the second omniscience. And we will see if we want the massacre. So they drew a brainstorm. Oh, yeah, I don't think you fetch there. Not sure if they're saving their force. Oh, sorry, their pierce, anyways, and not using it on that on the brainstorm. But it seemed like a legit target. So I actually like having the massacre now that they have shown us a willingness to fetch out planes. So, what was the last card? The last card was the second omniscience. So actually, let's fetch again to clear that and have a better ponder. And I don't think I Thoughtseize here because likely they haven't drawn much of anything. These are all good cards. So I think if we were to get Thoughtseized, I would want them to not take Brainstorm. So we're gonna draw Brainstorm on our next turn. Just draw the Delta now. There's the Savannah. So their hand is Stoneforge. Okay. So they Stoneforge with Pierce open. Getting what? Batterskull. So the question now becomes, do we care about Batterskull enough to use the Thoughtseize on it? My inclination is to say no and use the Thoughtseize on on other stuff. And I think we're going to brainstorm on their turn. Yeah, we want to use the Thoughtseize to like nab something like a counterspell, I think. They could have like, oh. So I suppose we want to brainstorm in response to this. I think we hide the massacre, and I don't think we need the second Thoughtseize. So what are they bringing in for us here? Just fetching to just do Batterskull main phase? I guess so. So their hand is Pierce, Batterskull, and 2 unknowns. Now if either of those unknowns is a Force of Will, then we're not in the best spot here. But I think we just want to do this and risk it. They haven't cantripped. I guess they have. They've brainstormed. Come on, don't have force. Or counterspell, I guess. Guess they don't. They're just using their Stoneforge. So I think what I want to do here is actually Thoughtseize them now. Okay, so they have, whoops, Pierce, Jace, Extraction. Do we care about Extraction? So what we can do is we can Cunning Wish for Limdal's Vault. And yeah, then we actually do care about Extraction because they get to shuffle our library. So I think we need to take Extraction and then I guess see if they get greedy and untap and like tap out for Jace, or if they keep open Pierce. So the thing is, if they keep open, if they if they tap out for Jace, then we have the win unless they find. I guess they would. It's pretty likely they would find like a. That they would find a land off their brainstorm with Jace. Oh yeah, and we don't actually win the other way. We need another turn because we need to Cunning Wish for Limdal's Fault. Yeah, this is kind of intense, this game. So, what did they draw? What are they thinking about? They draw Wasteland. They tap out for Jace. Okay. They brainstorm. Yeah, not good for us. Probably the best we can hope is that they didn't draw another counterspell. We now cast Cunning Wish. They pierce that, and then we just top deck Show and Tell. Or a top deck like a cantrip. Meets a pierce, right. Come on, ponder one time. Bummer. Let's shuffle. Top is good, but is it good enough? I think that active Jace is going to be the end of us. They'll find Snapcaster into Surgical or Snap or like Thoughtseize or whatever, and they draw second Wasteland. Alright, well, this ponder actually, or this top activation actually showed us what we need to win in case they don't have anything else to interact with us, which I find unlikely, but is possible. So what it finds is a land and a Show and Tell. So we'll draw the Show and Tell on our draw step, and then we'll like top into the land, cast Show and Tell. But yeah, like I said, I find it exceedingly unlikely that they aren't able to find more stuff to do. So the brainstorm will need to break. Did they already brainstorm? I forgot. Oh, here they go. Well, we're not getting Thoughtseize, so that's good. But yeah, Snapcaster Mage into Pierce or Force of Will or destroying a counterspell. Cleek. Can't believe I'm this lucky, so we'll see. Nah, bummer. All right, so we lost, but there you go. This matchup feels kind of uphill once you get to the sideboarded games because they have a lot of stuff to bring in. Again, I think I prefer the red version here because you have access to Blood Moon, which really punishes this deck. And yeah, but maybe I'm not sure. So anyways, thanks for watching. I'll be back with the final two matches. Bye bye.